Yo, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to more Dimpled Balls videos. Today we have another swing analysis video, and again, I apologize. This is going to be a shorter video. We're going to break down my swing of old, my swing of new, where I made the adjustments and changes, how I've come a long way, and yeah, maybe you guys can take this video and see if there's something different you could try. Maybe you can flip your hands later or earlier, or rotate that back arm more, or stand further away from the ball, which is one of the things that I've started doing, closing up the hips just slightly, rotating the shoulders different. I don't know, maybe there's something you can make the adjustment, and maybe this video helps you, and hopefully it does. If it does, again, make sure you smack the like button. Next week we should have a longer challenge video, and then we should have a very long golf vlog video coming out shortly in the near future. So again, stay tuned for that. Smack the like button if you're new to the channel. Let's get right into it. So a lot of people will look at my swing and say, hey, you know, it's pretty good. I don't know how we got to this point. Maybe you're seeing these videos for the first time and you're noticing my swing, but it wasn't always like this. It wasn't always kind of good. You know, at one point in my life, my golf swing was really bad, and I was slicing everything. I was just hooking everything to the right. I was hitting them out of bounds. I was aimed up literally 10 o'clock on a clock. So if you think of a clock, I was aimed 10 o'clock, and yet my ball was ending up at 2 o'clock on the right side of the fairway. And that was just not something that I was interested in continuing for the rest of my golf career, for the rest of my life. And so I really got into the workshop, made some tweaks on my swing, and yeah, I've come a long way over this short period of time. I basically broke everything down to the basic level and made the adjustments that I needed to make, and now I'm actually hitting a lot of balls straighter. I'm hitting my irons higher. Everything feels better. I'm feeling less club emphasis. Like if I hit a bad shot, it feels less painful than when I used to hit a bad shot, because the ringing through the club really caused a lot of wrist problems, forearm problems for me. And so I'm glad that I'm working everything out. But again, I wasn't always this textbook as far as, you know, I'm not the best golfer. I'm going to admit that right now. I don't have the best, most textbook swing. I don't look like Rory McIlroy. I don't look like a PGA. Nobody will mistake me for a PGA Tour player. But what I did do is work on my swing, and I've come a long way mechanically from where I was at the beginning of my golf career. And so let's take you guys back. Let's look at the before adjustment swings that I had earlier this year on this channel. If you're interested, I have a lot of videos before I made all these adjustments on the YouTube channel where you can see my old swing, you can see my slice, you can see my hook, you can see all the flaws and imperfections in my swing, and you can go watch some of my most recent videos where you can see how different it is. And if you can point out those changes yourself, and if you can identify the adjustments that I made, that is fantastic. You are a good student of golf, and I congratulate you. But I assume most people can't, because it is hard to know what people are doing differently unless somebody points it out. For example, if Tiger Woods makes an adjustment, it's so minor you probably wouldn't be able to recognize it on any given Sunday. But if the announcer points it out, you could see it and you could try using that adjustment yourself. So with that in mind, let's get right into it. Let's look at my old swing, my new swing, and we'll talk about how different they are. We'll even put up some side-by-side comparisons to help see the difference in my swing over time. Alright, so here we go. I apologize for the bad quality, but I had to screen record to get this because I deleted it off my SIM card. So again, you know, what I used to do back in the day, just a couple months ago before I completely broke down my swing, I was standing too close to the ball. Maybe it was because I felt crowded on this driving range, but just one of the minor things. I'm standing too close to the ball. From now on, I put the golf ball off of the toe of my club, not entirely, but just above the center of the club. So if you look between my head cover, which is sitting right to the right of the ball, I end up putting the ball on the outside of that club. So the hands at the top of the swing, I hate. I don't like the way my arm is not straight. I over adjust, swing outside in, and that really creates the slapping effect on the golf ball, which I experienced for a long time and just recently took that out. And again, we're gonna see the new swing. Let's cut to that real quick, and then we'll put the side-by-side comparison so you guys can really see the difference in my swing from back then to about right now. Alright, here we go. I'm using a hybrid instead of a driver, but it's relatively the same thing. They're almost the same length. All it means is that my hands are slightly more away from my body. But as you can see, the stance is pretty similar. My back hand is definitely more rotated to above the club rather than the side of the club, which is something that I did try out and am using the different grip. But yeah, so that, again, that's pretty much from the basics. And you can see that the ball is on center of the club. I do try and put it more off the toe this time. I try and push it to the right side of the driving range because, again, if you want to hit a draw, you start it off on the other side of the fairway and rotate your back arm and draw it across the fairway. So again, arms look similar. I shallow the club a lot better than I used to. I swing through it, I come through it. The legs look better. My finishing stance even looks a lot better than it used to. And again, we'll put these side by side so you can see exactly what I'm talking about and the specific changes that I made in order to effectively hit the ball, you know, a lot straighter and a lot farther, and hit the clubs and the golf ball as it was designed and intended to, rather than just kind of slicing and come acrossing it. So, all right, let's put them side by side and slow them even more down, and you guys can see the comparisons. All right, perfect. So we got the clips side by side. As you can see, the clip on the right, which is the new swing, keeps that club lower as I'm rotating back. And then at the top, you can see that the front arm is a lot more straight and that wrist is bowed more. So that when that club comes back down through, you can see how it stays on plane as where the other one comes outside in. And the finish is a lot better too. You can see my legs a little bit more separated. My hips were clearly rotated, and I look a lot more balanced in that right swing rather than that front one. I'm up off the front toe, and I'm putting a lot of that weight on that front foot, rolling it over onto the left side of that front foot, much like a lot of the people that I know do. All right, welcome to behind the scenes, where I'm going to show you kind of a in-depth pauses as to where my adjustments and changes went. I feel like I can effectively do this way, as I can talk while going through the clip. So again, you guys just saw some of the basic major changes I'm going through, but now I'm going to talk about a little bit more of the innate detail that's going on with this swing. So again, the clip on the right is me just recently. The clip on the left is me about 4 or 5 months ago with my old swing. And again, these are different clubs, but the point still stands. The very first major difference you can see is this front hand is super open. I have my palm to the sky, and over here it's a little bit more closed, like I'm about to shake somebody's hand. And again, you want to have it more closed like this new clip rather than the old clip. I'm standing pretty far away from the ball. As you can see, it's about the same distance, only the driver is maybe an inch or two longer. So I should take another half shuffle back from this first clip. But yeah, same thing. So I do want to stand about this far away from my hybrid club. Let's start the swing. Again, you can see that the new clip on the right, you can see how much lower I keep that club. And right when I get to this point where the club's parallel to the ground, we want this thing to be pretty open, almost exactly perpendicular to the ground, the club face. And over here on the first clip, you can see how closed it is. So this is a lot more textbook than this just on the initial takeaway of the club. The rotation of the hips looks pretty similar. I'm a little flippy over here as far as moving my weight back rather than just spinning my hips. Over here you can see my hips are a lot more closed. And maybe it's the shorts that I'm wearing, I don't know. But I do like the way that my wrist is bowed right here a lot more than I like the way my wrist is bowed there. Let's keep it going. We reached the very top, and I do not like this at all, but I've been through this clip before. I don't like the way this is just kind of a baseball stance rather than this is me trying to get more whipping action on that club. So the right isn't perfect, but it's a lot better than the left, and that's kind of the main takeaway here. So there is one thing in here that I wanted to show you guys that you can't really see if I were to just commentate over a clip, which is why I brought the camera out. And it's right here. You can see me literally shallow the club in the right clip rather than the left clip. So there is a good 2 frames here where my hands in this clip over here on the right are moving and they're not moving over here on the left, and that is me attempting to shallow the club. And again, it's one of the hardest things to do in golf. A lot of the pros do it so well, they make it look so easy, but it's not an easy thing to do. but I'm getting there. As you can see, this clip on the left, I pretty much don't shallow the club at all, and on the right, I do shallow the club, and I bet that's why I'm coming a lot square through the ball now, rather than coming across from the outside in, from over here by the head cover, swinging out and in, and then applying the slice, rather than hitting it kind of square up and hitting it straight down the driving range. So again, let's keep it going. You can see right there, there's a couple frames in there where I'm still shallowing the club, rather than on the left side, I'm not at all. And then we get to about right here where the club shaft is pointing at the ball, which again is almost exactly where I want it to be. I would like it to be a little bit lower, but that would just mean that I'm hitting a lot of draws. So over here you can see that the club is pointed directly down, which means I don't really have any option but to come outside in, and that's going to apply the slice. So yeah, and then the last major thing that I'm looking at in this clip is this back shoulder. So this back shoulder is really high up in this first clip, and in the second one it really lowers down, and that's going to help me get a lot more loft on everything. And I've been seeing a lot more loft on my iron shots, and look, you can see it right here, the emphasis. This shoulder is significantly lower than this shoulder in the same clip. So I'm standing pretty square to the ground, and over here my left shoulder is higher, which is what you want to do when you're hitting a lot of the longer clubs, especially the driver. You want to dip that back shoulder and swing up on the ball. So as soon as we make contact, you can see I do hit this thing kind of off the toe a little bit, and that was more of my goal rather than coming outside in. So and then over here you can see that I just kind of miss this ball anyway. I don't hit it very good, and the result is pretty obvious. But and then again, this clip right here shows that I've already rolled over my hands. The club is a little bit lower. The shoulder, I love the finish right here. I just think I look a lot more balanced as far as my hips, my feet, and my shoulders. And I've already rolled over that back arm, which means that I'm going to be hitting it a lot more square and with some draws rather than the slice as far as this clip on the left. So let's keep moving and get to the finish. Again, I love the way that my front arm is kind of tucked in there. My left arm is out like that. It just looks like a lot more professional of a finish rather than this left clip over here. It looks like I'm a hacker, and it's because I was a hacker. So hopefully this helped. Let's get back to the video real quick and we'll wrap it up. Please, by all means, send this to anybody you know that has been struggling with their swing or wants to get more of the fundamentals down, and hopefully you can help them get those minor things fixed in order to hit the ball more straight or hit even more draws out on the golf course, help everybody get better at the game. Again, hopefully you did enjoy this video. If you did, smack the like button. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. Turn on the notification bell so you never miss an upload, a review, a fun golf challenge, a vlog in general, or a swing breakdown like this. I might be able to start helping other people break down their swings as well if you want to send in your clips. If you're interested in that, let me know in the comment section, and that'll be something that I start over the next couple months, where I start helping other people break down their swings and see if there's any room for improvement or any way you can help yourself get more fundamentally sound at the sport of golf. And with that in mind, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Love you. Peace.